In this video, we're going to be showing you our big and friendly cinnamon rolls. And here are ingredients: our Bisco cookie butter, which is vegan friendly, no artificial colors or flavors, and no GMO ingredients, so nut free. Perfect choice. And then we're going to be also using baking powder, vegan butter, and a little bit of vanilla extra, and that's optional. This is the extra virgin olive oil and yeast. We also gonna have almond milk, and this is our all-purpose flour. And last but not least, our cane sugar. And just know that I'm not a baker. I just decided to do this so I don't follow the traditional method of baking. We're gonna take a glass pan of choice. And this one's good for us because with this recipe, we're gonna do about for 6 servings. We're gonna take the extra virgin olive oil, and we're gonna coat our glass pan. You can either put it on a napkin or directly onto the pan. We don't need a lot, just a little bit. So we'll make sure that the pan is completely coated so the buns will not stick to the pan, and they're easy to remove once they're cooked. So there you have it, nice and coated. So we're gonna go ahead and put that aside and then move on to the next. So then we're gonna have about 1/4 to 1/2 cup of warm almond milk, and then we're gonna pour the yeast into that. It's very important that the milk is warm so it can activate the yeast. And once we pour it into the milk, we'll mix it well, but we'll first add a little bit of sugar just to activate the yeast. And we're going to go ahead and make sure that everything is nicely combined, all the ingredients. So we'll mix it well. And once we completely mix that we know that it's fully combined, then we'll put it aside so it could sit, so the yeast can activate. And you could clearly tell when the yeast is activated because it will rise. So make sure that we mix it properly again, and go ahead and put that aside. Now we're going to take our all-purpose flour. There you go. And then we're going to add to choice. This is optional. I like to add 2 tablespoons of cane sugar. So we went ahead and added that. So then we make sure that that's mixed well. And also you could take a teaspoon of baking powder and mix all your dry ingredients well. Then we're going to have we're going to take our yeast that has been sitting. And there you have it. And we're going to put it into the dry mixture and make sure that it's mixed well. Make sure that it's fully combined. And then once that's done, we're going to take our butter, which is probably 1/4 cup of butter is to choice. And then we added the vanilla extra to 1/2 teaspoon. And then we're going to add the mixture of butter with the vanilla extra. The vanilla extra, like I said, is optional, and we're gonna put it all together. And like I said, I am not a conventional baker. I don't really bake. I just decided to do this, and they came out really good, and my family really love it. So I may not be following the traditional way of your dry ingredients and your wet ingredients, but my dough seemed to work out just fine. As you can see, there's no stickiness onto the hand, there's no residue, everything is good, and it seemed like a good consistency. There you have it. Now we're just gonna go ahead and let that sit for a little bit while we prep our area to roll out the dough. So we're gonna go ahead and coat it with some dry all-purpose flour. We're also gonna coat the rolling pin, and we make sure that everything is covered so we don't have our dough sticking to the surface. We're gonna take our dough, put it onto the surface, and we're gonna proceed to roll this out. And some people like to roll it like square, perfectly square. Like again, I don't follow recipes, so I just roll it. You can cut it into a perfect square if you like, but to me that's just a waste of ingredients. So I just roll it however it comes out is fine for me. And then what I do is I coat it with a little bit of vegan butter. So I love using butter. And then we're gonna take the cookie butter and then we're gonna lay that on top of our dough all over. So just like that. That's perfect. I would put a little bit more than this. I would just run out. I didn't realize I didn't have any more, but I would definitely add a little bit more to that. And then we just proceed to roll just like that. Just roll it until you complete rolling it. And then what I do, since I don't cut it while I roll the dough, then what I do is I cut the ends or the excess that I know they're just extra, so I remove that. And then I cut it like in a quarter, like an inch or two, depending the size and the pan. So I use 1 cup of flour, so that's a good serving for 6 to 7, depending how you cut them, nice size cinnamon rolls. And it works perfect for this size pan. So there you go. We strategically place them on the glass pan, moving them around to make sure they all have space to grow once they rise. So then I take a little bit of extra butter, again, more butter, and then I just cut them a little bit so they can brown nicely once they're cooking, so once they're baking. So I make sure that all of them are properly coated, just like that. So that's it. I make sure that all of them are coated with the butter. So now I'm gonna set my temperature at 450 degrees. And I'm gonna put my timer to 25 minutes. And that should do it. Then while we wait, while they're in the oven, then this is optional too. You could take a little bit of powdered sugar. I put too much milk, but you can add more powdered sugar to make it like a syrupy consistency. And that's gonna be your glaze to glaze your on top. This is a little runny, and then I realized I didn't have any more powdered sugar, but you could just add it. I just wanted to show it's very easy to do, and then you could just coat them to taste, and that really gives them that nice it adds extra sweetness to it, but it also gives it a nice glaze coating on top. So you should just add a little bit, but that's it. There we have it, and there you go. And what I did is after the 25 minutes, if you want to brown them a little more, you can go ahead and put it into low broil and put them for like 2 minutes. And then if you want to get a additional color to it, but there it is, and they're very tasty. So if you decide to try this, enjoy. They're delicious. And there's no cinnamon, no eggs, no dairy, no cinnamon and sugar mixture, just the cookie butter. Enjoy, and please subscribe to our